Alright, I'm here in the Smokies on the Big Creek Trail at the Big Creek Campground. I'm getting on Baxter Creek Trail, going up to Mount Sterling and making a loop, staying at campsite 39, Pretty Hollow. Alright, it's going to be 16.5 today and 11 tomorrow to continue and close the loop. I just wanted to make sure I was good to park where I parked at the adjacent course parking lot, and the ranger said it's okay to park overnight there. Oh, wonderful. Some downfall on the trail. I'm gonna go around it. I shouldn't have picked so late in the day to come out here, even though I'm going up to close to 6,000 feet elevation where you start at Baxter Creek. It's low elevation, and it is hot already at 12. It's about around 12:30. Lots of trailside cascades from the creek. Passed a group of 8 young people, teenagers, young adults. They got at least a half an hour head start of me. Try not to get my feet wet this early on, because they will be getting wet later. In a stand of old growth trees, and the canopy's a lot thicker, so it's a lot darker in here. I'm over 3,700 feet, 3.5 miles in. Still have a lot more climbing to do. Check out this nice cave. Not really a cave, it's just a recess in the boulder. Still cool though. So one of the other reasons I wanted to do these set of trails out here in this part of the Smokies is because I've not explored all these trails out here, so I wanted to knock them off the list. Also, I knew that Baxter Creek, if you're going west towards the fire tower, Mount Sterling, and you come up on the ridge, that it's one of the hardest trails in the park as far as elevation gain per mile. And I've not been hiking a lot, as you may or may not have noticed if you watch my channel. Plantar fasciitis still bothers me, albeit I think it's healing, but I just play it one day at a time. This hike bothered me a little bit more on the descent coming down this trail. Going up doesn't bother me as much. Also, my ankle bothers me still from that re-injury I had on the motorcycle a couple months ago at Brown Mountain. If you watch that video, you'll see at the end where I talk about it. I didn't actually capture it on film, but I captured some of the times I dropped the bike, and the final time I dropped it on my ankle. Anyway, so this will have over 7,000 feet of elevation gain in approximately 22 miles when it's all said and done, this hike I'm doing. And it will give me the training I need, because I've not hiked a lot, for something big I have coming up, if I could pull it off, because I got vacation coming. So I'm not going to tell you any more about that. I'm going to let it unfold and pull out a surprise on that one. So stay tuned for that. Finally got up here to the Mount Sterling fire tower, taking a little break before I move on because I wasn't making the kind of progress I wanted. That was so steep, about 4,000 feet elevation gain in just under 7 miles. Anyway, I'm having a little snack here, a little water break, and then I'm gonna move on to my campsite. Last year I climbed that all the way to the top. There's a group of guys up there right now. I'm not going to climb it right now because I've been there, made a YouTube short of it, and I have to make some miles to get to my campsite before it gets dark because I originally intended to go the long way, but I might have to cut that short even. So when I'm coming back through tomorrow, if I come back this way, I'll maybe climb it again. All right, I'm modifying my plans because it's already after 4. And if I continue down this way, down the Mount Sterling Trail, I'll have 10 miles total to get to my campsite, campsite 39. But if I continue down this way, down Mount Sterling Ridge Trail, I'll have just over 5 miles. So I'd have a choice to make in the morning once I wake up to do 16 miles or 12 miles. Whereas originally I planned to do 16 miles today and then do 11 tomorrow. So I think it's going to be a choice to be made tomorrow morning. Following above the creek here, and it is a beautiful creek, aptly named Pretty Hollow Creek. Well, I've made it home for the night to my campsite 39, Pretty Hollow Gap. Or maybe it's just Pretty Hollow. Either way, I'm home. There's the bear cables. The smoke in the air is from my neighbors. They're right in that direction. And they had a big smoky, what was left of a fire, right near their tarp. Looks like they're tarp camping. I think it's just 2 of them. And the reservation system said 5 people were here, but this particular campsite will fit 20 people as the capacity. So I'm sure it continues a little further down that way by the creek, but I'm going to set up right here by the cables and the fire pit. All right, how would I rate this campsite so far? It might sleep 20, but if you had a hammock, that'd be more ideal because there's not many flat spots, and what somewhat flat spots you can find look like they've been uprooted by wild pigs. That's my educated guess anyway. And this is like the nearest I could find to an actual flat spot that's not in bad shape. Doesn't look like the ground has been tore up. A little close to the fire pit. Bear cables aren't too far away, but I guess it'll have to do since I brought my tent and not my hammock. Kind of regret it now. Well, I decided on a new location for my tent by the creek. It's very convenient. I can get my water and get washed up. So my legs had all kinds of dirt on them. Now I'm going over there to the fire pit to eat dinner and hang my bear bag. Boiling now. Use this as a pot handle because it is hot. Having lasagna, Backpacker's Pantry. Stir it up a little bit. And reseal it. Let it sit for about 15 minutes. It should be good and ready. Alright, I'm going to sleep. It's 9 o'clock. Got some neighbors that came in at 8:30. They keep on shining their headlamp in this direction. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, maybe they'll settle down soon. Seemed like the first thing they wanted to do was work on a campfire. I'd be setting up my tent. Anyway, that's just my complaint for the night. I don't know if you saw that. That was light. Anyway, good night, everybody. Time for some breakfast. Having this Trailtopia banana oatmeal. And then I'm going to get back on the trail. It'll be a little after 7 by the time I get back on the trail. When I get done eating. My tent was right over there. I took that down first. Had my alarm set for 5, but I actually got up at 6. And I'll be ready to go here pretty soon. Alright, I'm leaving camp at 7:18 a.m. It was a nice campsite. I didn't sleep too bad. I never sleep great, but it's just me. But I'm leaving. Got almost 3,000 feet elevation gain to get back up to the Mount Sterling Ridge Trail. And then I'm going down for the final, I think it was 6.5 miles. So it's going to be the better part of 10.5, I think, because this is almost 4 to get back up to the ridge. So this pretty hollow gap trail, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm just cruising, not stopping a lot. It is pretty steep in places. There's no switchbacks hardly. It's mostly straight up, but I find it mildly graded, so it's not terrible. There is one log that's fallen across the trail just behind me. But aside from that, that's not too bad to get around. So as long as you take your time, it's not too bad. You just gotta pace yourself. That is a herd of wild pigs. They are noisy too. I guess I startled them. That was pretty exciting. I believe it was my first time ever seeing wild pigs in the Smokies. I finally made it up to the top. That was a long haul, 3.7 miles with almost 3,000 feet elevation gain. Pretty hollow gap trail right there, and I'm at the gap. Gonna take a break. Gonna decide which one of these bars I'm gonna eat because I didn't get enough for breakfast. All I had was a small thing of oatmeal, and gonna get rehydrated and head down Swallow Fork Trail down here. Creek is looking pretty impressive. It's got more volume than the last creek I was at, Swallow Fork.
Good governor.